Hi, it's Michelle Einstein Songbird Song in New York City. Mainstreaming clues to you. I just left the writing group here at St. Francis of Assisi Residence 3, and we had a heated discussion about abortion and other things. So I'd like to read to you what I wrote. I saw my husband when I was in a mystic trance. He was arguing with the powers that be. He did not want to be born illegally. His mother was not married. He said without words that illegal births are nobodies. They have hellish lives. Also, he would be ashamed to be alive illegally. He'd be starting off bad. He didn't want to be bad. Recently, I learned that my husband is my brother from a past. My mother talked about the baby she aborted. It was a boy. I was horrified. She tried to kill me. She actually killed my brother. When I was 4 years old, my mother said to me, "I never wanted you. I tried to abort you, but my ears started ringing like dinner bells, and I stopped." Now, in the writing group, Sheila said, the teacher said, well, look, she made a choice. She stopped. I said, yeah, well, I spent my life looking for who rang the bell, and I found him. It said, "Michelle, my belle, I love you. I need you. I want you." Paul McCartney and John Lennon, the Beatles, rang the bell to save my life. Okay, and whenever I wear the Beatles t-shirt, I always get comments. No matter what I wear, nobody says anything, but when I put on a Beatles shirt, they want to talk about it. And talk about how much they love the Beatles. Especially John Leibowitz, who is Dizzy Gillespie reincarnated. Okay, so I had no father present in my home. I could have had testosterone to protect me and my brother. What's going on here? What's it all about? Alfie. How David wrote that. That was me in another incarnation. Then in finding the past lives of family members, I found that my mother had been Paul Laurence Dunbar, a homosexual writer, reincarnated. Was my mother born without a maternal instinct? At any rate, I made up my mind when I grew up, I'd have a family of my own, and I'd do the opposite of what my mother had done to mother me. I was totally respectful to my mother. I worked starting at age 13 in a dry cleaner's with her and bought my sister and my school clothes. Throughout my life, I sent her money. And I created a therapy called Talk and Share Therapy. I would give her free therapy anytime she called. Obviously, after I grew up and got married. My husband hated her, even though his brain had been washed and he didn't realize he was her abortion. He would sneak and unplug the phone at night so she couldn't get through to me for a Talk and Share Therapy session. But I often caught him, and she got through to me plenty of nights. So, he didn't remember he hadn't wanted to be born. I gave him 30 years of free therapy. long hours daily. He had been a homosexual when I married him. After 30 years, he said, homosexuality is narcissism. A homosexual is a man who didn't meet the right woman. Okay? The right woman. WOMBIN. Okay, so that's what I wrote for writing group. Michael Raker talked about when he was 18, he got his girlfriend pregnant, and his grandparents had saved up pennies all his life for him to go to college. And he told them he needed the money. So it was $150. So he took her to the abortion clinic. Before he did, she said, I have life in me. But anyway, they went to the abortion clinic. He was the only man there. That's because men are more soft-hearted than they're given credit for. They don't really want any part of it, abortion. So he got her an abortion, and then she soon dropped him. And now he said he's 69, and he longs for this child he aborted. And I felt for him. I got teary-eyed. I said, you feel regret? And he said, yes. So I talked about the girl who was asked to sit in with the doctor giving an abortion because his assistant didn't show up. And she sat there and she was watching the sonogram of the fetus being aborted. And every time the doctor got near the fetus with a scalpel, the fetus moved, and tried to avoid being aborted. And she was horrified. She said, oh my God, it's alive. It's fighting for its life. And she quit Planned Parenthood because they had, when the girls come there to get an abortion, they're not sure they want an abortion, but their job is to talk them into getting Planned Parenthood workers, talk them into getting an abortion. And she wanted no part of that because she saw they were dealing with humanity. Okay, so, we had a big discussion, and I was left thinking, she's upset. Sheila was upset because 10 states have voted against abortion, but there are 50 states, so there's 40 states that is for abortion. So if somebody in the 10 states is for abortion, they can always move to one of the 40 states. She said, well, they don't have money. They can get another job. Where there's a will, there's a way. They don't want to give, they don't want to give the people who are against abortion a choice. The class today was about choices, but they want choice, the choice to the woman. It's her body, but what about the baby's body? How come she gets to kill the baby's body? You see, even though it might, not have all the arms and fingers and toes. You know what it is, and you know it's going to have, all things being equal. Okay, so that's a little sample of our writing group. It keeps me sane. Not really. Talking show therapy keeps me sane. All right, but it does help. When I was in India, the guru said, Charan Singh said, who is my father, he said, the reason why Indians don't have psychiatrists on every corner is because they talk about everything. So he was indicating the healthiness of discussion and debate and talk. The Founding Fathers, of course, did so much debating and talking and discussing before they wrote up the United States Constitution. And it's a great document. All right, so that's a preview of what we had in our writing group. We'll have another meeting in 2 weeks. If it's interesting, I'll put it on YouTube for you to hear about. Okay, so long.